we have a little bit of a discrepancy in our mapping with the way this green line looks along the coast. So I apologize for that. We have tried to fix it, but it didn't get totally fixed. It's a little bit exaggerated in this view, so I don't want that to mislead you as far as this green area. There is a green conservation area along the coast to some degree, but it's not as elevated as that. The proposed map, and why I'm showing you this is the LUPAG map, is that this is where certain subdivisions have already taken place. And when you look at the zoning of this area in Hakalau, previous to the CDP being worked on, this was already zoned urban along the coast there. It happened some time back. So all this pink area is urban zoned from the state. So all this area right here, and we see this is where the Hakalau Park is, the beach park area, sorry. And as far as the county zoning, I will make this a little smaller. This pink area or purple area is industrial, and this yellow area designates residential down to a much smaller density is allowed. It's called low density urban as far as the LUPAG, but as far as zoning, it can get down to 7,500 square feet per lot. And it currently right now is not down to that level for the most part. And this is what the zoning is. The concern about the future of that area, I know, has been, a lot of you are watching the proposals very carefully. The fact that it's already zoned urban and zoned, the state land use is urban, does mean that there is likely development going to happen. As far as how close to the coast and what that development will look like is still up to the proposed and what happens with that.
When you, for example, in this proposed plan, have put in all of the yellow around the industrial, you are inviting the county to change the zoning to something more akin to yellow than to industrial. Number one is why, and second of all is it seems as though this is a rather unique situation for the CDP to be doing, because it has pretty much accepted the zoning as it is and lived with that. But in this case, you're not accepting the zoning the way it is. You're changing it to yellow instead of pink or purple or whatever that color is for the whole thing. And I'm saying, why so active in this case? Why was that done?
Absolutely. I've been listening to this community for a long time, and that is not the community's voice. So if the CDP is truly the community's voice, then that shouldn't have been done by whom? I don't know whose voices got heard. Was it the developers' voices that got heard, and that's why that got kind of shifted? So I guess that's the confusion.
This case is particularly interesting because it was one of the few ones that, like I said, had county zoning, but it also had state land use urban surrounding it. The state land use urban is really one of the guiding issues for why it is yellow LDU in the LUPAG in this area. And not very many, I don't think there was any other occurrence of that situation happening in any of the other industrial areas.
Yeah, we're looking at probably a public open space, because this is the last open space that we have along the entire Hamakua coastline. So if you look at the map and you look at all the open space properties, Hamakua Coast does not have any. Thank you. This is the only cultural heritage plantation history spot that we can hold on to. That's it. This is it. And that's why this community is speaking out very loudly that we need to preserve and protect this heritage corridor and this open space. That's all we have left.
I don't know, I guess you're aware that the landowner has put in an application for rezoning. Did you know that or not? I don't know if you But the landowner's application for rezoning parrots exactly that proposed plan, in that he is going to keep that portion which you have identified as non-residential, and then has asked for everything else to be residential. And I think it's just kind of ironic that your proposed stuff has come out, and I think yours was done first, I don't know which came first, before he submitted his plan. But I guess what I'm really worried about is the fact that this is a really hot political issue right now. You've got the Ponk, who is attempting to acquire the entire point from this landowner for public access, for the views, for all of those purposes. And then you've got, in addition, this community who really is in support of that idea of public acquisition of it, for purposes of doing something like making a memorial park there, for the legacy of the sugar plantation days and all of that. And then you've got the landowner right now who seems to be fighting tooth and nail to get his residential houses up there and his commercial undertakings, or his zoning for the commercial industrial stuff, so that he can have a mix of residential and all of that. And it just seems that it's a little bit frustrating to sit here with full knowledge of what a incredibly important issue this is right now among many parties, and to see your plan just seems to drop in his lap, in the sense that it's giving him what he's asked for in terms of supporting him, and all the other stuff is going by the wayside. Anyway, that's my comment.